Fred MacGuffin reviews. Hi there. Today I will be reviewing Blade Runner, starring Harrison Ford, directed by Ridley Scott. Movie from 1982. If you like movies, you probably know this one. It's a sci-fi masterpiece. Oh yeah, there it is. So yeah, let's talk about this. I'm going to say to you, this is a 5 out of 5. Go watch it, come back, because I'm going to talk a lot about it. And I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, but you should definitely go out and see this. Or get it on Blu-ray, 4K, watch it, enjoy it. It's visually stunning, and yeah, go out and watch it and come back, and we'll chat. We can listen to my chat about a movie I love. So yeah, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. The spoiler warning. Yeah, spoilers. Okay, Blade Runner. Yeah, released in 1982. Yeah, wasn't a smash hit. A lot of great movies released in 1982. Definitely, it was a great year for movies. Probably one of the best. But sci-fi was everywhere. This was one of the sci-fi movies that got lost in the mix. I remember watching this on video cassettes into a video player. I was recommended this by someone, and I enjoyed it back then. But you know, I loved seeing Harrison Ford in action. Harrison Ford, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, yes, Blade Runner, let's watch him in action. And yeah, okay, enjoyed it. I loved how cool it was, visuals, Blade Runner, hunting bad guys, Harrison Ford, out again, being the good guy. But Harrison Ford isn't exactly the good guy in this, no way. He takes a bit of a chance with this role. For me, he's the bad guy. I mean, he's shooting people in the back in this. He's almost robot-like in his in the way he does his job. He doesn't seem to have any. Maybe it's the world he lives in. It's a bleak dystopian future. Yeah, we don't want this future, but in this movie, you're seeing it. You're seeing it, and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, this could be our future. The planet looks, overpopulated. The weather looks terrible, raining all the time. I mean, it's a bleak outlook. It's a bleak film, and yeah. So you're saying to yourself, no, we don't want a future like this. We want a better future. This could be our future. You're getting that sort of world building. Everything looks so well designed in this. Buildings, the transports, the cars, clothes, the guns, everything down to the most minute detail is so well designed. The world looks so lived in and real in this. It's there's so many. This movie's lightning in the bottle for me. There's so many. Like, you have Jordan Cronenweth with his cinematography. You have Ridley Scott with his visuals and his directing style. And you have Douglas Trumbull with his special effects. Douglas Trumbull, you might know from 2001, Silent Running, Close Encounters, Star Trek the Motion Picture. So you have a special effects god working on this. The story is based on a book by Philip K. Dick, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And yeah, so he's another sci-fi titan that this story's based on. Yeah, so it all comes together in this movie. Now, when it was released in 1982, the movie came with a voiceover at the start to give it that sort of detective feel, that sort of noir thriller detective sort of vibe, and it also came with a happy ending. yeah, Harrison and Rachel go off together into the wilderness, which looks really nice, and the world's not completely destroyed because there's obviously nice sort of what would you say, country area that looks nice, blue skies, footage from The Shining, I hear. So yeah, the ending didn't ring true. I suppose if you wanted a happy ending, you got it in the first cut of this movie back in 1982. Yeah, and it feels like the studio tampered with this, and it wasn't, you know, yeah, it feels like the studio tampered with the ending, and of course later on it's revealed it was, and Ridley Scott released the director's cut. The director's cut in 1991, I think so. Yeah, this is the director's cut. Um, so yeah, released the director's cut, and people began to reevaluate the movie. And why was the director's cut so special? Got rid of the Harrison Ford's voiceover at the start. Added in a few dream sequences of a unicorn. Dropped in a bleaker ending. Got rid of that footage, that sort of mountain vista footage, and just had a real sort of different ending. And we were given the what would you say, the idea of maybe Deckard is a replicant. Now, a replicant in the movie is a slave android that now works, built, but like humans are now capable of building replica humans. They're even better than the real thing. They do the jobs we don't like. It's very hard to tell. You can't tell that they're replicants. They look so like humans. They think, they have feelings. It's AI sort of perfected really, and the Tyrell Corporation manufacture replicants to do all the work that we don't want to do, that humans don't want to do. Go to distant planets and fight wars, or sort of, I suppose, terraform. They're doing all these really terrible jobs that we don't want to do or can't do, but they're tougher, they're stronger. And yeah, a gang of these replicants decide to rebel and come back to Earth and not do these jobs. And the lead replicants, the boss of the replicants who comes back to Earth, is played by Rutger Hauer, who is a great actor. He's got a great filmography. He's grown up watching movies. If you're a movie lover, you'll have seen him in something. For me, The Hitcher is one of his pinnacle roles. Love him in Holding a Shotgun, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie of that. I mean, he's what's her name, Blind Fury. He's been in some great movies. Split Seconds. Yeah, check out his filmography. Rest in peace, Rutger. What a talent. He plays Roy Batty, the head's replicant bad guy in this. Well, that's the sort of impression we get that he is, because he's he's come back to Earth. He's that's illegal. This is why the Blade Runners operate. They want to hunt down these rogue replicants. So yeah, so we have in Rutger's gang, we have Pris, played by Daryl Hannah. We have Brian James. We have Joanne Cassidy, plays Zora. So yeah, we're following Harrison Ford's character Deckard, basically trying to track down these replicants. How he goes about it, So you have that sort of detective vibe all the way through this, and yeah, you get to see the worlds of, like, this is set in the 21st century. I think it's 2019. It's supposed to be set, and yeah, it really holds up well, even watching it nowadays, especially with the visuals and the minute this starts, you're shown images that just take your breath away of an industrial, just over-industrialized world that has been damaged by humans, and basically Earth is the last place you want to be. So people are moving off into other planets, and yeah, have these slaves called replicants to do all the dirty work. So anyway, we follow Roy and his gang. We see Deckard track them down, and yeah, as I said, one of the characters tries to run away. Deckard shoots her in the back. So Harrison Ford isn't playing a good guy in this. He's playing someone that, you know, just doesn't care. He's without sort of a soul, really, and he's no compassion for the replicants. And you know, is it fair to them to, you know, he just doing his job. He's a company man. He's just doing his job. He's just doing what he's told to do and not thinking about anything else. So yeah, um, he he um he he goes to the manufacturer to get more information about the Tyrell is his name, played by Joe Turkel, you may have seen from The Shining, and Sean Young works for Tyrell, who um, Deckard's character begins a romance with, the relationship with, and yeah, there's some great scenes in this. There's one thing I feel like it's missing. I wish that they had a bit of a chase scene between Deckard and Zora along the streets, the futuristic streets. I really wish they had gone for that sort of chase sequence that was in Seven. That was Seven is a movie from 1995, but it has a great chase sequence between Brad Pitt and the serial killer character played by Kevin Spacey. But it's a brilliant sequence directed by David Fincher, and this yeah, I wish I had something like that. So you're not getting massive shootouts or action. You're getting yeah, you're not getting that in this. You're getting a slow burn detective story, and yeah, as I said, it's a cult classic. You're going to love it or hate it. Like the ending might not interest you or make you happy, but yeah, it's a great twist ending, and yeah, definitely worth a look. So what else am I forgetting? Let's just give you a gist of the back cover here. So you have a screenplay by Fancher and David Peoples. Great script. Directory of photography Jordan Cronwith. You have Ridley Scott. You have original music by Vangelis, which is a great score. They're always, or he always does an interesting soundtrack or music. Check him out. Check his filmography out. Vangelis or Vangelis. And yeah, what else? Douglas Trumbull, and of course Ridley Scott. I mean, Alien, like, his filmography is unbelievable. You've probably seen one of his movies and loved what he does. Thelma and Louise, Matchstick Men, The Last Duel. You know, it's endless, the amazing work Ridley Scott's done in his career. And what am I forgetting? There's so many. He's got so many great movies. I mean, Kingdom of Heaven, Gladiator. You know, if you haven't, yeah, just check out his filmography and watch Ridley Scott. You know, he's always visually stunning. He comes from a background of making commercials, so he goes that extra mile on visuals. And you know, when he has a good script, he really, you know, he really goes extra mile to bring it, the visuals and the script together. And yeah, can't go wrong with watching Ridley Scott movie. Brilliant stuff. So he's behind this, and yeah. So yeah, so 1991 we were introduced with that sort of voiceover taken away, which helps the movie at the start, and we have that sort of hints that Deckard may be a replicant, especially at the end. A dream sequence of a unicorn and an origami unicorn. That's one of the characters played by what's his name? It's on the front there, is it? Edward James Olmos. He's sort of another detective. He drops that hint. He is always making origami figures through the movie, and one of the figures is or animals through the movie. And one of the animals is a unicorn. So yeah, real subtle hints about Deckard's origins. So yeah, okay, great sequence there, where sort of heartbreaking really, where Rutger Hauer's character Roy Batty meets Tyrell, or so breaks into his office building and goes to see Tyrell, who is, basically God to, in any sense of the word, to the replicants, because he's their maker, and all Roy wants is some more life, more time, because one of the things with the replicant robots is they have a lifespan. I forget what it is now, but once they come to a certain date, once they've had a certain amount of years, that's it. They die, and we find out that that's Roy's main mission, is to try and get his life expanded, his life what would you call it? Yeah, his he wants more life, basically. Yeah, okay, and yeah, that's probably what he wants for his gang too, who were wiped out by Deckard on his hunt for them, and yeah, so you have this amazing scenes with Roy Batty and Tyrell explaining that you've had a good life, you've seen amazing things, but I suppose it reflects on humanity too, that I suppose we all come to a stage where we'd love more life if we're if we get to an old age, or you'd always want to, I suppose it's human nature to want to live longer, and yeah, so humanity's put into play. Batty represents humanity, and Tyrell represents a god figure, that of course would be, what would you say, maybe, not interested in hearing these sort of, what would you say, wishes or hopes that, could have a bit of extended time, or so yeah, so it's a bit of a heartbreaking sort of side to the story, and then we have an ending that just, twists the whole story in its head, maybe the genius part of it. You have Deckard and Batty sort of at their final showdown. Deckard has Batty, Batty's sort of lifespan is dwindling, and when this happens, he's not feeling as strong, he's feeling weakened, he's about to die, Deckard's hunting him, and nearly has him captured and killed, but so Batty in his final minutes of life saves Deckard from falling off a building, and there's a beautiful sort of ending where, and I heard this about that Rutger Hauer improvised these lines, or he came up with the final lines that you hear about yeah, you just have to watch it to see. It'll break your heart. It's like Deckard realizes that he sort of has a revelation about what he was doing was wrong, and that maybe replicants have a soul, and yeah, a view of things that that he never thought they had, and maybe he learns more about himself as well, and yeah, so you're getting some great stuff in this. You're getting that sort of romance with Rachel, and you're getting, I suppose, Deckard sort of yeah, sort of, what would you say, evolving and realizing that maybe he's the bad guy, he's the monster, and these replicants aren't as they're not what he thought they were. So yeah, you're getting a great sort of story in this, a great that really yeah, brilliant stuff. So yeah, it'll stay with you for a long time. And there's other cuts of this movie. I mean, I'd say it's amazing on 4K sort of Blu-ray, but this is another cut of the movie. final cut, which adds a few more scenes and embellishes a bit. And yeah, some great making of stuff on these. You can get the background story to this, and the people you can watch about the people who made it. Yeah, the some great documentaries about this. It's definitely worth your time if you love cinema and love Ridley Scott and Harrison Ford. I want to see Harrison Ford in a different role that's involving Indiana Jones or Star Wars or. So yeah, brilliant stuff. Really, what can I say? Just no doubt about it. Go and watch this. You're gonna love it. Cinema, great. And as I said, the love hate with cult stuff. You might hate it. You might love it. It's yeah. That's the thing about cult movies. But for me, brilliant stuff. Could talk all day about this. Better stop now. And as I said, check out the documentaries, the making of. Amazing story behind this movie. And yeah, that's been Fred MacGuffin, giving you some guff about Blade Runner. And join me next time. And thanks for joining me this time. Over and out. Look after yourself. Fred MacGuffin. Take care.